wonderful day to brag about our history, our tradition. It was in the year 1886 that our parish was officially opened here with Father Governor. And then after him was Father D'Souza. And over these years, we have celebrated the Festival of Holy Spirit, honoring the Holy Spirit that guided the Portuguese people to come to Centralville. And the language used at that time was Portuguese and not English. Well, what strikes me a lot is about this church, this very same place, for 128 years, people have been praying. And we have celebrated thousands and thousands of baptisms, thousands and thousands of funerals and weddings and confessions and other sacraments. More importantly, we have celebrated Eucharist here for so many years. And so this place is charged with divine energy. Imagine hundreds and thousands of people who have prayed here hours after hours. And so we give thanks to God for all the blessing of the history, the tradition, the cultures that come into our place to worship together one only God. And on this day, allow me to recognize and acknowledge a few people. First of all, I would like to congratulate our festival queen, Cecily Alberts. Would you please stand and receive our wonderful appreciation? I also like to recognize her parents, Mary and Keith Alberts. Where are you? Can you please stand? Congratulations. And of course, our congratulations goes to Cecily's siblings, Marcus and Kelsey. Are they around here? All right. Congratulations to you. Okay. Our honor maid this year is Danielle Adams, and the parents, Marianne and Jeff Adams. Would you please stand? We would like to recognize together. Congratulations. Our Grand Marshals are Marilyn and Michael Kiley. Congratulations. Very good. I'm indeed very grateful to all these families and other families who are very exemplary, and they do a lot of wonderful ministries in our community. May I also thank and recognize the festival committee headed by Patrick and Karen Dutro. Would you please rise? All the festival committee members, would you please stand? Thank you. Thank you. We have numerous volunteers and others who have supported our festival, and if you are a volunteer or you have done some work for the festival or are going to do some work, please stand. We would like to acknowledge and recognize you. Please stand. What about the choir? You are singing. We right here. Yes. Thank you so much. It is because of your hard work, collaboration, cooperation that we are able to continue this wonderful tradition of our parish festival and keep alive our richness and tradition. Well, I'd like to mention, of course, Saint Queen Isabel. She was outstanding in her love for the poor. She cared for the poor so much so when there was famine, she would take food out from the kitchen of the palace and go and give to the poor. And she had great faith. She prayed that the food would come, and during the famine, shiploads of food would arrive. And for her outstanding charity and her great faith, she is made a queen. And she lived in the 13th century. Following her model and example, Cecily, our queen, will be distributing bread after our communion once she is placed, the coronation is done. Today is also a great day to think about our own faith, because Jesus said in today's gospel, "Have faith in me." And before that, he said 7 wonderful words. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not let your hearts be troubled. We need to have that faith in Jesus. Jesus wants us to be happy and not to be worried and fearful. And later on, Jesus went on to say, I am the way. What does it mean when he says, I am the way? Let me give you an example. Suppose you are going to a town or you are new in the place, you do not know your way around, you will ask for directions. And someone tells you, go straight after the 2 lights, turn left, then go, and at the next light turn right, then go into the square, and from the square take a left turn and go ahead. After 3 lights you will see a church, then you take again right turn. After that you take a left turn. Before you start you are already lost. Well, but instead that person says, come with me, I will take you there. And then you are sure of getting there, because this is the person who knows the way and he is going to take. And we call that person the way. You cannot miss the way. Jesus leads us by hand. He does not tell us about the way, but he is the way. And therefore, we need to activate our faith and do not live in fear. Believe that God cares for us because he is with us always. Worried people always expect the worst. I have heard people saying, I'm afraid that I am going to lose my job. I'm afraid that my marriage is not going to work out. I'm afraid my child is going to get into trouble. I'm afraid that the day is going to be bad. I'm afraid the food that I'm cooking is not going to come out well, and so on and so forth. Instead of activating your fear, activate faith and expect the favor of God. What do you usually worry about? I know people worry about health, economy, job. Children worry about their test, or even some people are worried about driving on the freeway. All of us have some sort of worry or other. I have only one sister, and she's a religious nun. She's the oldest among us 5 siblings. She is a constant worrier. If there is any earthquake anywhere in California, she will call me to find out if I am okay. If there is a wildfire in Los Angeles area, she will call me to find out I am okay here in Fremont. If there is a tornado in the middle section of the country, she will call me to find out I am okay. If there is any plane that has gone down anywhere in the world, she will call me to find out I am okay. Well, people constantly and fear. Fear says that pain on your side is that which your grandma died of, and you will meet with the same. But faith says, my pain, my sickness is temporary, it is not permanent. Fear says the business is slow, you can go under. Faith says God is supplying all your needs. Fear says you have been through too much, you will never be happy. Faith says your best days are in front of you. So in the Bible we read, goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. That is the type of faith that we need to have. Goodness and mercy will be there with us always. You know, if fear dominates all your thoughts, and you're attracting that fear to yourself, and that will really materialize. Some people, in fact, worry about worrying. Instead of using your energy for worry, use your energy to activate faith. Break the bondage of fear. What we meditate often is going to take root. In the book of Job, we read Job saying, the thing that I feared came true. What we fear most will come true. When you act on fear, you are drawing the negative. There's an interesting story told about a couple. Every night, the wife would wake up the man and say, go downstairs and look, I heard a noise down. And he would look, nothing, he would come back and sleep. And if she was not waking him up every night, she would wake him at least once a week. Please go down and check out something. This went on and on for about 30 years. One fine night, she heard a noise in the kitchen and said, honey, go down and look in the kitchen. There is somebody there. And sure enough, he went down. There was a burglar pointing a gun at him. And the burglar said, out with all your valuables. So he gathered all the valuables and gave to the burglar. And the burglar was about to go away. And at that moment, this man said, wait a minute, you can't go away that fast. Come and meet my wife upstairs. She has been expecting you for the last 30 years. If you expect bad, bad things are going to come. If you expect good, good things are going to come. So activate faith, not fear. You know, some sicknesses are contagious. So is also fear, worry, negativity. Do not mix always with the people who speak negatively or people who will only speak about doom and gloom. If you have only that type of friend, make some new friends who will talk about joy, happiness, peace, prosperity, wellness, hope, faith. And faith, joy, hope, they are also contagious. And dear friends, remember to activate faith and not to live in fear. Remember the words of Jesus always. Do not let your hearts be troubled.